In the 1930s, crossing this line meant death. One side belonged to the Italian mafia, the other was Harlem. But instead of violence, one man chose negotiation. And by the end of the meeting, Harlem was no longer theirs to take. By the early 1930s, Harlem's underground economy was thriving. The numbers game generated millions in cash every year and taxed, unregulated, and highly visible. That kind of money never stays unnoticed. Italian crime families had already taken control of much of New York's criminal economy. Harlem was next. Historically, this meant one thing: forced takeovers, violence, and loss of local control. But Harlem was different. Bumpy Johnson understood the reality. Harlem could not win a war against the mafia. But it didn't have to lose everything, either. Johnson believed power didn't come from strength alone, it came from leverage. And Harlem had leverage. It had money, it had structure, and it had someone willing to speak for it. Charles "Lucky" Luciano wasn't just another mobster. He was reshaping organized crime itself, turning it into a corporate style. Operation built on cooperation instead of chaos. When Johnson sat down with Luciano, it wasn't as equals, but it was close enough. Johnson offered something no one else could: stability in Harlem, reliable profits, no public warfare. In return, Harlem would retain operational control. Luciano agreed. The deal was unprecedented. The streets didn't explode. There was no takeover headline. Instead, something rare happened. Harlem remained Harlem. Local operators stayed in place, money continued flowing, and violence decreased. Johnson became the intermediary, the man who answered to the mafia while protecting Harlem from it. This position made him powerful. It also made him dangerous. Success attracts attention. Federal authorities began monitoring Johnson closely. Every arrest, every charge, every sentence was an attempt to dismantle the balance he had created. But the alliance held. Even from prison, Johnson's influence was felt. And that influence would soon be tested further than ever before. In the next episode, Bumpy Johnson is sent to one of the most notorious prisons in American history, Alcatraz. Cut off from Harlem, surrounded by the most dangerous men in the country. But even there, power follows him. This is Hidden Power, real history, told without myths. Subscribe to continue the story. Episode 3 explores Bumpy Johnson's years inside Alcatraz, how prison made him more dangerous than ever.